We are here outside with Joey D taking the film. I got my big brown hat on. Can you see that? There's a reason I have my big brown hat. It's about 11 degrees out, by the way. But just the other day, UPS, who was one of the big sponsors of Big Brown, came to my house and delivered my monthly order of Verve. Now, left the house at about 11. Came back at about 2. Came home to that. Can you take a look, Joe? Okay. In case you haven't noticed, that is a shattered... Back up a little bit. You're too close. That is a shattered backboard. So, having seen the Verve package on the ground, of course, I know UPS did it. They backed up, hit the backboard, destroyed it. We make a phone call to UPS. Very defensive, very arrogant. Guy says, my driver says he didn't do it. I said, well, your driver's lying. Don't be zooming too close on me now. So, he says, well, we're going to come to the house with the driver. I said, please do. They come to the house with the driver. Well, first they come, the driver's not here. And the guy's got this amazing attitude. Almost treating me as if I'm annoying the guy. Looking at the thing, looking at it, saying, well, you know, what's the size of our trucks? I'm not sure. I say to the guy, look, I understand you got to do your job. But I said, just take a look up here on the side. Now I'm going to take this camera from Joe. Let me add this, Joe. Take a look up this ladder right here. I want you to notice a couple things. See if you can follow this. I don't know if you can see this with the camera, but there is a brown streak right here on the point of impact. Now, take a look. You'll see here, in this area right here, is where there appears to be an initial impact. So, what happens is this. I'm going to give the camera back to Joe. Joe? So as this guy is being defiant and saying his drivers are they do not come, they never back up. I've seen drivers back up here every day. Tells me that they are not allowed, they don't do it. Says his driver walked the packages up. Now it's a long driveway. Joe, take a look at the driveway. Right? Okay, back to me, Joe. It's 3 big packages of Verve. They don't walk them up, they drop them off. So he's getting defiant, so now the guy brings the truck. The driver comes out and says he did not back his truck up into this driveway. So we reenact the crime. They back up the UPS truck into the backboard. I'm going to take the camera away one more time. Now, when they do this, I want you to understand this. See this point right here where you see the glass is a little more shattered? At that point, and where this brown streak is, there is a direct bump out on the UPS truck. A direct, like a 2x4 bump out. It lines up perfectly with that point. There are scratches on the bump out, and do you know, back to Joe with the camera, do you know that the supervisor was still denying, was still trying to find that maybe someone else did this? The driver's sitting here lying. I said, bro, if you're going to lose your job, I don't want you to lose your job, but you're lying. I said, you could pay me directly for this and keep your job. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. So the supervisor gets up on the ladder. You see the ladder there? He crawls up and he scrapes some of the brown. And he says, well, you know, he goes to me, you know, it's really not brown. He goes, take a look. At which point, I'm starting to get a little aggravated. I say to him, what are you, a CSI investigator? And he says, well, no, but are you? Well, I don't think I have to be. I came home to a broken backboard. This package is delivered from your company. There's brown on the side of it. It has to be a truck that's at least 10 foot high. Your truck backs up perfectly and fits into the hole. I don't think I got to be a CSI investigator to figure that out. So this nonsense continues where he's believing the driver. So they have the driver take the truck out again. Now, let's go for a little walk, Joe. Come on. Check out what they do here. Now, you can't see it now because we've had some more snow. You following me, Joe?
Yes.
All right. There you go. Let's do, come on, Joe. Little jog. Little jog. Little jog. Time is money, Joe. They come out here to the snow. Take a look at this snow. Now, you can't see it now, but check this out. Look at me. When the guy drives out the second time, there are tire marks that match identical to tire marks that were already there. And guess what the guy said? The guy said he pulled his truck up and stayed here and walked in when there they were. Tire tracks that matched from the second time that he pulled out. They got him. Do you know the guy still denied? I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I walk away. 15 minutes later, I hear them kind of heated argument. I hear the guy mumble, okay, I did it. So here's my thing to you. Now, I have to tell you something. When this happened, when this accident happened, I called a gentleman who works for UPS for over a decade. And he told me, he said, Bob, they are going to be jerks to you. They're going to treat you pretty badly. They're going to do whatever they can to get out of it. And I said, wow, how could they? The proof is there. And he was right. So shame on you, UPS, for number one, putting me through an ordeal, putting me in a situation where I had to confront this driver. This driver's lying to me. I mean, embarrassing me in front of my freaking family, having me be a tough guy with this driver, and almost get into an altercation with one of these supervisors. A disgrace. I understand they had to do their job, but the evidence was clear. How could it have been handled 100 different ways? They didn't make me feel like I'm an important customer. Almost make me feel like I was like a fraud. Like I went and I took my truck, or I took a baseball bat and hit my backboard and then tried to blame it on them, with all the evidence that was clear as day that it was their fault. Now listen, he did call and apologize to me, but what's the point? The point is, sometimes it's always good to get handled properly up front and not have to deal with a back-end apology after you insulted me the whole way. Thought you'd be interested in that story, because if something ever happens to you from UPS, you might be able to use this for your ordeal. Joe, that's enough. You can rest.